Being late feels harmless. Traffic, a meeting that ran long, one more thing before heading out the door. These things happen, and nobody expects perfection. But when late becomes your pattern, when the same people are waiting on you again and again, it stops being an accident. It becomes a message. And that message is this: my time matters more than yours. Most people who are chronically late would never say that out loud. They'd be offended by the suggestion. But behavior speaks louder than intention. And the people waiting on the other end of that lateness feel it, whether you mean it or not. Think about what it actually costs someone when you don't show up on time. They've stopped what they were doing. They've arranged their day around you. They may have driven somewhere, turned down other plans, or simply sat and waited, burning minutes of a life they won't get back. You wouldn't walk into a friend's wallet and take $20, but stealing 20 minutes? That happens constantly, and people barely register it as a problem. Seneca wrote about this in On the Shortness of Life. His argument was that life isn't short. We just waste so much of it. When you make someone wait without their permission, you are spending something that isn't yours to spend. Here's the other side of it. Punctuality isn't just about other people. It's about who you are when no one is grading you. Discipline isn't punishment. It's the ability to follow through on what you said you would do. Showing up on time is one of the most basic tests of that. It requires planning. It requires leaving a buffer. It requires saying no to one more thing before you walk out the door. None of that is glamorous, but it adds up. Marcus Aurelius wrote that we should do what the moment requires, not what's convenient, not what's comfortable, but what the situation calls for. Being where you said you'd be, when you said you'd be there, is exactly that. Trust is built slowly, in small moments. When you're known as someone who is always late, people start planning around it. They stop telling you the real start time. They assume you won't be there. That erosion is quiet, but it's real. And once someone decides they can't count on you for the small things, it's very hard to convince them to trust you with the bigger ones. The practical takeaway is simple. Give yourself more time than you think you need. If you think the drive takes 20 minutes, leave 30 minutes before you need to arrive. Chronic lateness almost always comes down to optimistic thinking, imagining the best case and then being surprised when reality shows up instead.